January a little bit quieter, and then February and March will be quieter still. We think about 1.2 million passengers in January, and with the renewed COVID restrictions through February and March, we think those 2 months will fall to about 500,000 passengers each month.
So what's your best guess now on when things start to return to normal? Is it picking a number out of thin air?
I think if you take we take comfort from the UK vaccination programme. It looks like they'll have 50% of the UK population vaccinated by the end of March. That's almost all of the high-risk groups. And therefore, we think Europe will be catching up, I think, through April, May and June. We think by the end of June, there will be a reasonable return to short-haul travel, both UK domestic and intra-European. And I think that's enough for us to see families returning to the beaches of Europe during the summer in June, July, August and September. And that will start the post-COVID recovery on the back of a successful vaccine programme.
How problematic would it be for you if Europe, mainland Europe, didn't achieve vaccination levels in line with the UK relatively quickly?
I think it would be problematic, but I think there's going to be such political pressure on them. I think they will throw money at it now to catch up with the UK during March, April, or during March, April and May. The production issues will have resolved themselves. I think you'll see the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will have been licensed. You'll have many more vaccines licensed, and therefore the production shortfalls that are hampering the European rollout through January and February will have been eliminated.
How unhelpful are these latest restrictions from the UK government, or does it really not make much difference?
It really doesn't make much difference. The restrictions, once they brought in, 72-hour PCR testing, frankly, we've cancelled most of our flights, so most of the other airlines. There's essentially nobody flying now. Hotel quarantines are ineffective, but they don't matter because nobody's flying. And I think all of our focus now, the focus of the entire economy in Britain, will be on the successful vaccine rollout programme. And I think the government deserve credit for those successes. I'm very critical of them when they fail, as they did through most of the COVID pandemic. But there's no doubt that the UK have delivered the world's most successful vaccine programme. And we would like to see Europe copy that success and catch up.
So you're relatively optimistic that the market will come back to life this summer. Are you seeing that in advanced bookings right now?
I think it will come back even stronger, Ian, for two reasons. Yeah, I think it'll come back stronger for two reasons. Firstly, there's going to be a huge amount of capacity that's been taken out of the system. In the UK, we've seen the failure of Flybe, Thomas Cook, Air Berlin in Germany. And secondly, Ryanair has ordered another 200 aircraft from Boeing. We start taking those new aircraft deliveries this summer, which will give us more aircraft, more new capacity, and there is huge pent-up demand. I think families all over Britain, all over Europe, who've been at home homeschooling for the last couple of months are desperate to go on holidays. They're desperate to go back to the beaches of Spain, Portugal, Italy, Greece, and we'll see that return quite strongly once we get to the school holidays in June and July this year.
But are you seeing it in forward bookings just yet?
We're seeing it in forward bookings, yeah. Into the June, July, August period, forward bookings are noticeably stronger since we started running the Jab and Go advertising campaign over Christmas. April, May, very quiet. Easter is a write-off, but very strong bookings into the peak summer period.
Now, you touched on the new aircraft orders from Boeing then. This is the first chance we've had to speak to you since then. Was there any hesitation in your mind? You've ordered 75 new 737 MAX, game changers, as you call them.
No, there was no hesitation. We have, to be fair, we've been negotiating with Boeing compensation for the delayed delivery on the aircraft. We've also negotiated modest price reductions in return for increasing the size of the order. These will be among the lowest cost Boeing aircraft we've ever taken delivery of. They offer us 4% more seats, but they burn 16% less fuel, which will give us dramatically lower operating costs going forward. And the good news, it means we'll be returning to flying on Ryanair with even lower fares for customers, for their families, and getting people back moving. And more importantly, getting the British tourism and hospitality sector back moving again.
There's a lot of speculation in the market at the time that you negotiated a 50% discount with Boeing. Any truth in that?
The market is always, Ian, the market is always lots of speculation. We never comment on the rumour or speculation. We're very happy with the pricing, revised pricing we agree with Boeing. Boeing are happy with the revised pricing. And I think, it's enough to say that these are going to dramatically lower Ryanair's operating costs for the next 5 years into a post-COVID recovery.
And which are the first routes on which they'll fly?
I think you'll see them first fly from our main bases in Dublin, in Stansted. You know, today we've announced we've extended our low-cost growth deal with Stansted by 4 years out to 2028. So I think Stansted will be the first airport where you'll see the new aircraft and where customers will enjoy flying on these new aircraft.
And you've said in the statement today you had €3.5 billion worth of cash on the balance sheet at the end of the quarter. Absolutely no plans for any further capital raising just now?
I don't think so. Most of our focus is on we're going to repay the government, the UK government, 600 million loan in March. We have a bond repayment in June. We've no requirement for any additional financing or funding, although we have access to those markets. We could borrow more money at, I think, rates of 1.5% at the moment if we wanted to, but we don't see a need at this point in time. And if the vaccine rollout continues to be successful, then I think there won't be any need going forward, because we'll see a very strong recovery in cash flows as people surge in their millions to book cheap flights and holidays for the summer of 2021.